Hey, I'm Kev here. Let's go on some more coverage from Season 4 of Formula Xbox. And Tier 1 visited Freedom Land, the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, in the good old US of A for round 20 of the season, and only 3 rounds from the end of the season, as well as we're qualifying in our Force India, heading towards that tricky turn 1. I always seem to miss the apex there, as we're hoping to do a better job than we did last time out in Abu Dhabi, and try and do better in qualifying and the race, of course. And I can report that it was a bit better than Abu Dhabi, but we didn't quite battle in the high echelons like we kind of could have expected in F1 2012. In F1 2013, like most tracks, you see my pace just tailored off compared to everyone else in the game, and so once again battling for points, but it was a bit more of an entertaining race. It was less battling at the back, it was more battling in the midfield, and good battles all around in that race. A very entertaining race. If you watch the highlights, of course, on the Formula Xbox channel, you remember it was quite a fantastic race, one of the best races I've probably been a part of in this league. But I'm trying a new setup in this race. I didn't really practice, I didn't really utilise it fully, so maybe I've got to start practicing. Maybe I'll do that for Season 5 for F1 2014, and so once again I'm going to be qualifying near the back, but hoping to get a better start than we did in Abu Dhabi. We're not going to hit anyone off this time, hopefully, and so maybe make some positions up early, maybe follow Mr. Lang through the field like we tried to do in Abu Dhabi, and then hopefully that will work out well for us. But as you can see at the end of this qualifying, now a bit wide in places, and yeah, not very good. 12th, last of the actual qualifiers with Hickey not qualifying in his Lotus. Well, on the Pro Racing 69, Brandon, my teammate once again, Hamilton fan, he is a qualifying star in third, head of Legion and CK, the flying squad in that Mercedes, and Justin Midget, James Lang and Stop Matt. But as you can see, we're actually 12th on the grid out of 14 guys, with Hickey and someone else has joined up, undescribed, in front of us in the Saubers. We get the 5 lights, getting away for 14 laps of the Circuit of the Americas, looking down the inside. It looks like Jonesy in front got a bit of a slow start on his Toro Rosso, and so did Mr. Lang. He's going caution into turn 1 once again, so he's staying down his inside, hoping to take that position, but it looks like we're staying where we are. Oh, hello Hickey, nice to know you in the Lotus there, but it looks like unfortunate head Mr. Stop Matt and Undescribed in the Sauber and Ferrari respectively just got hooked up in that second corner, unfortunately gone for a spin, and so we're up to 9th position. We are making moves early, a much better start than we had in Abu Dhabi, but maybe we can actually keep this 9th position. We go a bit wide, we kind of compromise ourselves through that left hander, and that's allowed the Williams down our inside, and we're dropping down to 10th. We've got Danmac in the Caterham behind us, but he's not going to be making a move into this tight left hand hairpin as all. The Williams attacked us with a bollard. How unsportsmanlike, but I think we'll forgive him and just follow him through the field. That is our plan A as we go on to lap 2. And look at that, you saw that 3 wide into turn 1. He has a bit of a wider apex there. It allows that kind of racing, especially online. It can get a bit crazy as they were still battling through the S's. This is not going to end well. Someone's gone off. Someone's spinning Jonesy. Unfortunately, it looks like Mr. Lang has been caught up in that, so we go to the left-hand side to avoid him rejoining the track. And we're up to 8th position behind our teammate Hamilton van. He's dropped back once again. Oh, maybe he's got to improve his starts for when he's next back in Formula Xbox, because he's getting the great qualifying, but seems to drop back in the early part of the races. As we're on to the back straight now, and maybe we're going to see this Williams make a move down our inside as we're breaking into this tight left-hander. So easy to miss the apex and misjudge this, and it looks like, oh, we had the Lotus of Hickey, very brave on the brakes, but very calm and collected on the brakes as well, as the back end's getting around it. Always does that in the middle of that corner. It's into the left-hander. We're letting Hickey through down our inside. He's got the faster tyre on, and so it makes sense for us to follow him through as we take a little cheeky look down the inside into turn 17 and 18. Never going to work against Hickey. He's too experienced for that. As we're going into the penultimate corner, going a bit wide, missing the apex for miles, and here comes Mr. Lang down our inside into the last corner. Gonna let him through, get back onto plan A. Let's follow him through the field as Danmac is still behind us. I'm fighting with Undescribed, it seems. As onto lap 3 now, again into the back end. Oh, looks like the Ferrari and Lotus are getting to know each other too well, and Mr. Lang has taken 2 positions there, and it looks like Pro Racing 69 is struggling in his Ferrari, unfortunately. This second half of the season not worked out well for him at all, and then it's like we're behind the Lotus and the Williams, and yeah, Pro Racing 69 has left the race and has left the building as well. Oh, he's been slammed out that race, as I said. Just that second half of the season not working out for him at all. As on to that 5, and look at this gaggle in front. As I said, one of the best races I've ever taken part in Formula X, because look at this, 3 wide into the tight left-hander. That's not going to work at all, and it looks like the Red Bull of Drasimir has been forced out of that, as he is about to pit, maybe, because it is around that pit window time now, as he's on the other tyres as he takes the alternate line through turn 19, not recommended, but he is going into the pit lane along with Brandon, and I believe Legion as well, and the Williams doing his old famous pitting early and trying to do the undercut, as we are still behind Hickey and Mr. Lang, as they're going to be fighting into this turn. Tight left-hander into the hairpin, locking up slightly Hickey as well as us, but he's made a nice move into that first corner, but you can bet the Williams isn't giving up. They're almost touching wheels as he's going into the S's now. Look at this fantastic racing, and it looks like the Williams driver has won out this time, and we're just going to come up on them with the Jaws music. But we're not close enough. We're not close enough for a bite here, as my teammate is getting away in front. You've seen the crazies behind. Yeah, get some clear air going on in as Hickey gets the back end out. Coming out of that left-hander, so tricky to do it. Winnikin on his outside. Oh no, we're switching to the inside here, trying to outbrake him into the hairpin. Can we make it round as he locks up the left front? But look at that, Hickey calm, cool and confident round the outside. Wish I could do that. But lovely job from the Lotus. But now we got our Kers on, got a slipstream on, got some DRS on as well, but it looks like we got out of the slipstream a bit too early, as we barely alongside him into the braking zone for this tight left. He were locking up the right front, and Hickey has held on. Nice job from him. It's just like old times in TGP, us fighting here, but unfortunately, sometimes in Austin in America, aliens happen, and unfortunately they abducted Hickey this time around, and so it was sweet but short, that battle, and unfortunately I think he was about to pit as well, so he was having a good race going on there, and my teammate was pitted, so yeah, such a shame for Hickey there. Hopefully you see less of these disconnecting and abductions in F1 2014, but look who's coming out. It's Mr. Jokers in the McLaren, the fastest guy around here, it seems, this race, and he's just coming onto the primes, and we're going to follow him around for a lap before we make our pit stop. And then onto lap 9, as you can see, we're going down the back straight. Got Danmac in the game behind. There's a nice distance behind us, as in it's on my teammate and Mr. Lang are exploring the track limits here. But it looks like my teammate has been passed by Mr. Lang. So remember, plan A, let's follow him through, as in this my teammate's all out or shape into that right hander, locking up, missing the apex. Yeah, it's barely a corner cut, but hey. And going into this tight left, look, my teammate's not really hitting apexes here. And onto the next lap, he's locking up in the tight left. Oh, he's trying to drift, he's trying to Tanner Faust it. He's coming back onto the racing line, but we've got the inside line, got some Kers on, got some DRS on, and looks like we're exploring the track limits of him, but it's not really pushing us that far. We're kind of exaggerated there, but we're coming towards the middle of the track to make a bit more of an open up this corner, this left hand, to get a bit more of the apex, and it looks like we got ahead of him as he's getting squirty in our mirrors there. So we're up to 7th place. Let's try and get a good lap in, get out of that DRS zone for the next lap, because he's going to be making moves on me, and I've got the better tyres here. I kind of need to take advantage of this, and hopefully we can catch up to Mr. Lamb, maybe have a frantic fight for the top 5 near the end. But we're hitting the bollard now. Oh, we're being unsportsmanlike. We're getting the back end squirrely out of this corner on the next lap. Oh, we have to get it to Rich Mix. We have to try and keep the space behind to my teammate, to Dan Mack as well. He's catching up with the popcorn in his Caterham, and now coming to the end of this straight into the left-hander. Oh, he's dive bombing for days, Mr. Hamilton fan, as he's not giving us room either. Force Injuries are going to war in Austin as we're going into the right-hander, and he's still round our outside. Still down our inside now due to just the back end getting out. Looks like we're trying to open up the corner, but he's parked it on the apex, so that was kind of inevitable. And now we're trying to make it too wide round this turn 17 and 18. Never going to work. There goes Dan Mack in his Caterham. Thank you very much. And now he's got some racing to do against my teammate. And after this, I was just kind of ragged. I was just pushing too hard. I locked up. I went a bit wide. You know, I was pushing too hard, and really I should be up with these guys, catching the guys in front, because if you watch the highlights on the last lap, we had a fantastic battle for 3rd spot. It was crazy, but they just highlighting how ragged I was in these last few laps, locking up, going right, getting the back end out of shape. Tyres were starting to go as well, but well done Mr. Joker's winning in his McLaren in America as we're going into this set. And look at the mini map, look at that gaggle in front. We could have been part of that. We just kept our head going in on that lap 11, got going away from our teammate, but we were just too ragged when we got in front. He took advantage of that with the DRS. We got a bit ragged in that battle, weren't losing our head, we're kind of using our heart in that battle really, and if we used our head, might have stayed ahead, might have caught up to that gaggle in front. It was a fantastic battle, and so we come across the line in 9th spot, but it was 6th because of a number of penalties, including to my teammate, to Brandon as well. But well done to Joker's CK flying in that Mercedes. Legion being in the battle ahead of his teammate. But I hope you enjoyed the sound of watching. I'll see you pulling on around Brazil.